ABUJA is set to host the 2024 MMS Women of Fortune Hall of Fame induction and the International Women's Leadership Summit, featuring Sustainable Development Goals and the Life Impact Awards. Date: Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. Venue: Nikon Luxury, ABUJA. Time: 10 a.m. Chief Host: Chief Mrs. Chinwe Ezenwa. Chairman of the occasion: Hajiya Lami Tumaka. Chairperson, Blue Economy Nigeria Limited, and former Director, Nimasa. Chief Guest of Honor, Mrs. Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, Minister of Women Affairs. Keynote Speaker, Barrister Hassan Bello. Special guests and speakers, Managing Director, NPA, Dr. Abubakar Dansoho, Director General, Nimasa, Dr. Dayo Mobrola, Executive Secretary/CEO, Nigeria Shippers Council, Barrister Payo Sakuta, Deputy Managing Director, Ghana Shippers Authority, Mrs. Sylvia Asana Dauda Owu, Executive Director/CEO, Nigerian Exports Promotion Council, Mrs. Noye Ayeni, Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, National Coordinator, African Continental Free Trade Agreement, Dr. Shegun Awolowo, Chairperson, Seaport Terminal Operators Association of Nigeria, Princess Vicky Hastrop, National President, Customs Officers Wives Association, COA, Mrs. Kikelomo Adeniyi. Nominees: Her Excellency Hajiya Aisha Atiku Bagudu, Mrs. Bilkisu Usman, Mrs. Chizoba Ayinka, Mrs. Orishe Matosan Edodo Emore, Dr. Ifi Wankwesi, Mrs. Folashade Afolabi, High Chief Chetachi Ekton, Mrs. Kikelomo Adeniyi, Mrs. Noye Ayeni, Mrs. Rollins McFoy, Mrs. Temilade Oguniyi, Mrs. Theodora Mweze, Mrs. Vivian Richard Edet, Mrs. Augustina Keneshuku, Dr. Faith Zibbs Godwin, Mrs. Didi Esther Walson Jack, Hajiya Hadiza Aliko Mohammed, Adora Nwono, Ambassador Dr. Uyime Ivy King, Mrs. Bernadine Ifoma Eloka, Comrade Prophetess Mary Banong, SDGs and Life Impact Awardees: Chief Dr. Boniface Aniabonam, Founder, National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders; Chief Mrs. Chinwe Ezenwa, CEO, Leluc Bag Academy; Ambassador Michael Okoli, Founder, C21FG; Honorable Christopher Zaka Makalanga, Chairman, ABUJA Municipal Area Council; Comedian Brain Jolter, Mrs. Kikelomo Adeniyi, National President, COA. Supported by Nimasa, Leluc Bag Academy, ENL Consortium, Nigeria Export Promotion Council, Skillers, NPA, Nigerian Shippers Council. Please save the date and be there.